Hello dear viewer. I am here today to talk about a bit of a problem as I see it. Shocker, I know. And it is today some thoughts about the lack of sand in this hither box which we call Star Citizen. There is probably more sand in your Nan's ham hatch than there is alternatives given to us, the player. And that is what we will be discussing today. Not your Nan, tell her I said hi, but the lack of player agency and choice.
I don't like sand.
As we're all probably aware at this point, XenoThreat is back, and they are back again with the wettest fart ever, to show that they are the most inconsequential terrorists that humanity has ever seen.
Step aside, Judean People's Front. We are the People's Front of Judea.
The real deal has arrived. Yet again, we as a community are treated to a grand event, a well thought out event, dare I say. Go here and shoot the thing. My word, it has truly been a minute since I've gone there and just shot the thing. And this time with the added benefit of no permanent rewards. Doesn't that just get you riled up and ready to go, dear viewer? But one thing I find most disturbing is that we as the player base are yet again faced with the complete inability to have an actual effect on the game around us. In year 12 of the game. It doesn't have to be some mass effect. It could be a statue at the Pyro Gateway, maybe? Perhaps? Yes? No? In retrospect, that was truly a terrible end of an event. Yet again, we are faced with a system-wide invasion by XenoThreat forces that have somehow managed to yet again slip into the Stanton system with a massive fleet to harass the local populace. My word, had this been any sort of, empire, like the empire that we see in, say, Andor, then these corporate security swine that have allegedly been defending us in Stanton would be replaced with an actual garrison.
Seriously?
Are we blind? Deploy the garrison!
They throw these events at us, make us go shoot the thing, and for what? I suppose it's to stress test the servers. But in reality, I think the true reason is to give us the illusion of progress. The illusion that something is happening. Because let me ask you this. The most consequential recent step that Star Citizen has taken for quite some time was engineering. Yet I ask you, dear viewer, in what way did engineering affect you or your playstyle? For me and everyone that I've spoken to, they have said absolutely nothing has changed. I've only personally experienced a fire in Star Citizen in the game once, but never has it actually happened during the course of combat or after combat. It was a nothing burger update, and to hide their lack of genuine progress, they throw us this already chewed bone. We've had XenoThreat, yes, but what about 47 more XenoThreats before 1.0? What could have potentially made this event far different would have been if we could actually be allowed a bit of player agency and choose sides. Obviously, the most reasonable and just amongst us would have sided with XenoThreat to rid us of the actual terrorist. Wicklow. Is the deaths of so many humans fighting against XenoThreat truly worth it to save a single Banu scoundrel? Dear viewer, I think not. We are allowed the semblance of participation in this story, but the narrative is already clearly written and decided, instead of doing what Chris Roberts allowed us to do in Wing Commander. Choose. Instead of doing it from the single-player perspective, we could do it much like the resource drive and have the majority of the community make the choice to either fight with or against XenoThreat. But never mind all that, because we are yet again asked to fill a bar which will give us rewards that could be taken away at any moment. It is frustrating because they have stressed the desire to make us able to choose and have an effect, yet at every turn they look us straight in the eye and say,
So, why don't you buy another spaceship, retard?
This, at this point, to me is just an endless stepping stone in a sea of stepping stones that distracts us from the main goal, the real goal, the true goals, features. Not just missions, but actual game-changing aspects of the game that we have for too long been denied. Do not let yourself get distracted by XenoThreat titties. We must instead focus on the real prize, the true prize. Base building, bounty hunting V2, Genesis, or actual engineering. That is what truly matters for the game's longevity. And the sooner that CIG decides to give us these tools, the sooner we can get out of their hair about content. The greatest curators of content in my mind for games like this will always be the players themselves. The game devs are supposed to be the custodians and the tool givers that tell us to run wild with what they have created. And for the near future, instead of anything new, bold, and creative, we will instead be treated with more go here and shoot the thing with the all-new revamped and now instant Siege of Orison. Why does it take them months to make missions that ultimately just end up being the same? But overall, when it comes to XenoThreat, I'm not even particularly disappointed about this event. There is naturally space for these sorts of events where it's just a simple go here and shoot the thing. But I cannot escape the feeling that we should have something more at this point. Something that brings in lore into the game. Something that makes it feel more alive than what it currently is and gives us a proper way to experience the world of Star Citizen. We deserve more, and there are clearly people at CIG that want to give us more, but for whatever reason they are stopped at every turn by marketing from actually adding something substantive. Chris Roberts, I want sand in my box.
Okay.
Thank you all very much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Money me. Now for an update. This coming Friday's video is very likely to suffer a delay, because I won't lie, it has been difficult to find time to write new videos and get ideas, due to my current employment. Especially for what I want to do next, where I struggle to write something that is good, cohesive, and fun. It's directly outside of the Star Citizen niche, and I'm trying to make it stand out from my other content, but we shall see how it goes and when I will be able to release it. I thank you for your attention to this matter. As always, a stupendous thank you to all my wonderful band of merchantmen, without whom all of this would be improbable. A deep and most humble thank you to my wonderful Apex Fishies, Fond, Raptor Jesus, DJ Crowbar, Half-Breed Bastard, Magic. A suspicious thank you to my Sustremings, Unknown Tim, Mouseclick, Raubvogel, Nilsy Boy, Austrian Let's Play, DJ Crowbar, Combat Creations, Half-Breed Bastard, Leduc, Davidri. An ostentatious thank you to my fantastic people, Ifanura, Styles, Neoma, and Ignore Me. And a benevolent thank you to my Finthusiasts, Dark Silver, Nofa, Beskar Armor, Volteca, Elenium Productions, XDK, The Ham Jam, Noclat, Comrade Winston, Bloodix, and Monk. And a natural thank you to all my wonderful herrings and roes. Thank you all very much for the money.